All right, let's put some notes on the bass clef or learn how to read our notes on the bass clef. There are a lot of notes that go on the bass clef, so it is good to have some markers. And on the bass clef, sometimes people call it the F clef. So my markers are usually the two Fs. The first F is right here. And the way that we know it's an F is if you look on this bass clef or F clef, you have these two dots. And right in between those two dots is the F line. And so this note right here is F because it has the F line going right through it. The other note that I like to memorize is this lower F right here. And it dangles off the bottom. So that's our other F. Number 2, here, notes follow order of line, space, sequence. And so let's get started. Our lowest note here is this first F. So we are going to put that as a whole note right here. There's our F. Now that one is in a space. There's no line going through it. So if we look, cross that out. So if we look for our next note, it'll be in the next line above, and here it is over here. So if this note is an F, our next note right here is a G. We can cross that out right there. So that's our G. So we have space, line, which means our next note is going to be in a space at the bottom. And here it is right here. So we can put our note there, and that note is called an A. Let's cross that out. So after our A, we have space, line, space. Our next one will be on a line, our second line, which is right up here. And then we can draw that right here and cross it out. That note is a B. So far we have F, G, A, B. When we have space, line. So our next one is in a space. It'll be in the second space from the bottom. And here it is right here. This one's in the second space from the bottom. So we want to put that in there and cross it out. To figure out what it's called, we have F, G, A, B, C is our next note. All right, our next one will be, we've just finished a space note, which means we're in a line note. And it's our third line, our middle line, which is this one right here, our third line, our middle line. So we'll draw that one in here. Oh, let me try that again. We'll draw that one in there. Good. And that one is F, G, A, B, C, D. It's a D. Great. And cross that out. So we've just had one on a line, which means our next note is in a space. And it's going to be our third space, which is right here. So we can draw that note right here. And that note is going to be called an E. Cross that note out. All right, so now we just did space, which means we're now on a line. And it's our fourth line from the bottom. And this is also our F note because it's on the F line. Remember this line right here is called the F line. Here it is right here. We can draw that note and put in our F. This one's on a line, so our next one is on a space. And it's on our fourth space. Here it is over here. So let's draw that in. And that note will be called a G. And cross that one out. Okay, we just have a space note, which means our next one will be a line note. And it's on our top line, our fifth line, right here. Here it is right here. And that note is called an A. We've just finished a line note, which means now we're on a space note. And it's up on top like that. It's right here. And this note is called a B. There we go. Cross that out. And our last note has a ledger line going through it. So it's a small line up on top. And there's a note Here, let's make that line a bit bigger. Here it is right here. And this note is called a C. And those are your notes on the bass clef.